They say a picture's worth 1,000 words, but a good story can be worth 1,000,000 discussions. I'm your best friend on the internet, and join me as we explore stories untold.
Archival recording, 322 days ago.
Item number SCP-682. Object Class: Keter. SCP-682 must be destroyed as soon as possible. At this time, no means available to SCP teams are capable of destroying 682, only able to cause massive physical damage. SCP-682 should be contained within a 5 by 5 by 5 meter chamber with 25 centimeters of reinforced acid-resistant steel plate lining all inside surfaces. The containment chamber should be filled with hydrochloric acid until SCP-682 is submerged and incapacitated. Any attempts of SCP-682 to move, speak, or breach containment should be reacted to quickly and with full force as called for by the circumstances. Personnel are forbidden to speak to SCP-682 for fear of provoking a rage state. All unauthorized personnel attempting to communicate with SCP-682 will be restrained and removed by force. Due to its frequent attempts at containment breach, difficulty of containment and incapacitation, and high threat of Foundation exposure, SCP-682 is to be contained in Site Data Redacted. The Foundation will use the best of its resources to maintain all land within 50 kilometers clear of human development. SCP-682 is a large, vaguely reptilian creature of unknown origin. It appears to be extremely intelligent and was observed to engage in complex communication with SCP-079 during their limited time of exposure. SCP-682 appears to have a hatred of all life, which has been expressed in several interviews during containment. See Addendum 682-B. SCP-682 has always been observed to have extremely high strength, speed, and reflexes, though exact levels vary with its form. SCP-682's physical body grows and changes very quickly, growing or decreasing in size as it consumes or sheds material. SCP-682 gains energy from anything it ingests, organic or inorganic. Digestion seems to be aided by a set of filtering gills inside of SCP-682's nostrils, which are able to remove usable material from any liquid solution, enabling it to consistently regenerate from the acid it is contained in. SCP-682's regenerative capabilities and resilience are staggering, and SCP-682 has been seen moving and speaking with its body 87% destroyed or rotted. In case of containment breach, SCP-682 is to be tracked and recaptured by all available mobile task forces, and no teams with fewer than 7 members are cleared to engage it. To date, attempted breaches have numbered at 17, and while successful breaches have numbered at 6. See Addendum 682-D.
Addendum 682-B. Portion of recorded transcript of Data Redacted.
Alright, 682. Now, why did you kill those farmers? If you don't talk now, we will remove you from this attempt and place you back into... Pardon? Speak up. Move the mic closer. .085, that microphone only has so much gain. Move it closer. Oh, come on. His throat's messed up, man. Look at it. He ain't talking.
Addendum 682-E, Termination Options. Log of Event 682-E18. Dr. Blank attempts to use SCP-409 on SCP-682. General Blank, and Dr. Blank observing.
At 0400 hours, SCP-682 is exposed to SCP-409. SCP-682 began to tear at the point of contact, causing massive trauma to the area. SCP-682 requests several times to know what it has been exposed to. At 0800 hours, crystallization begins, spreading much slower than normal. At 1200 hours, SCP-682 shows signs of extreme pain and begins having seizures. At 1300 hours, crystallization stops at 62% conversion. Crystallized area explodes, causing massive physical trauma to SCP-682. At 1400 hours, SCP-682 recovers from exposure despite the loss of limbs and organs. SCP-682 begins regeneration, stating that it will attempt to kill and consume all staff involved in Event 682-E18. Note: SCP-682 appears to now be immune to SCP-409. Use of other SCP items to terminate SCP-682 must now first be tested on samples of SCP-682 before full-scale testing. In accordance with Dr. Blank's recommendation, see Document 27B-6, Dr. Blank and Dr. Blank have requested permission to attempt the termination of SCP-682 using SCP-689. The request is currently pending approval from the O5 Council. It has also been suggested by Dr. Gears to use SCP-182 in an attempt to communicate with SCP-682. SCP-182 has expressed reluctance and refuses to enter the containment center of SCP-682 if at all possible. Wow. I find it amazing that we just keep things like this SCP around.
What do you mean?
Well, arguably, 682 has to be the most well-known SCP out there, right? Anyone who's anyone at the Foundation has probably been affected, or at least heard of it.
Well, you're not wrong.
So, why do we just keep it around? It's hurt so many people, and if it's that detrimental to the Foundation to keep it alive, why do we even bother with experiments on it? We literally have SCPs that can destroy the world, send things to parallel universes, and even more. It seems so easy to just—
Have you ever heard of the saying, an empty can makes the loudest noise? Yes? Well, that's you right now. You may think you're making a nice point with what you're saying, but if you actually stop and think things through, it's meaningless. Listen, I understand and fully accept that you are smarter than most junior researchers we accept here at the Foundation. But I'm telling you right now, you're lucky that I'm the first person you told any of this to. Tell this kind of thing to anyone else here, and they'd have you castrated. I want you to realize something here, Rookie. Something your highly analytical brain might not get right away, so please listen to me. Through my years of being here at the Foundation, I've made and lost countless friends, companions, colleagues, partners, all because of 682. I'd hazard a guess that I'm one of the top people here who would want nothing more than to see that thing breathe its last. But that's not my point. The point is this. You can step out of that recording studio right now and ask anyone you see who's been with the Foundation for 2, maybe 3 years. I'll guarantee you that every single person you ask has their own hate story about 682. I've met people who have lost everything to 682. Sons, daughters, family. People who have become orphaned thanks to that thing. People who were supposed to get married and have kids and leave the Foundation one day, but just the day before that was supposed to happen, that damned lizard just had to throw a tantrum. Right? Put simply, everyone wants to destroy 682. There's a reason it's the only SCP file that begins the way it begins. Notice? SCP-682 must be destroyed as soon as possible. That was actually an angry edit made by a young researcher who lost his father after 682's containment breach in. When the O5 found it, they of course reprimanded the researcher, but they agreed to keep the edit. Everyone agreed it was appropriate for the file. So, if you still think that we keep that thing around just to experiment on it, think about this instead. We all want to see 682 bite the dust. But despite our best efforts, it just won't. We've tried brute force over and over again, and that hadn't worked for years. So now we fall back on what put us humans on the top of the food chain since the beginning of time. Our minds. We research and we experiment, not because we want to, but because we have to. Because we can't overpower it, but we know that we can outsmart it. People have dedicated their lives to find that one magic bullet that'll finally end the decades of suffering that 682 has caused. Those people would highly appreciate it if you stopped doubting their life's work. I bet they'd appreciate it even more if you just do your own work and stop sticking your nose into theirs. Okay?
Okay. I'll just keep reading the files when they come.
Good. I'm glad we have an understanding.